Oh man. We're
and let's take one more here. And yeah, this one's coming in from Tooney.
Oh, one moment, actually. Where's my studio mode? It sucks not being able to see that. 1 second. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Never mind. Oh, it's blank. Here we go. Yeah, I'm hungry, so I'm eating right now. And I wasn't able to go to bed because I'm hungry. I mean, I can't go to bed anyway, but I did get off a stream I was just trying to do because I was sleepy, but then I remembered, oh, I'm hungry. So I might as well watch something while my food's getting ready, and I was watching a bit of this. Like that, I might as well stream it. This stupid shit while I eat.
An update on Catalika, the board game defeated by the sun.
Hopefully it'll stay up.
So we gave an update the other day.
I'm having technical difficulties.
And there's, yes, this appears to be the final update. So, Dear Fair Huntress in pink and Death Pressured green.
Good lord.
In your last podcast, you briefly mentioned Catalika, the board game which the lead developer stopped making the game because the sun was harassing her. Hearing her mentioned got me interested in checking out the Kickstarter again, and what do you know? Last month, there was an update, and oh boy. The first half of the update, it's called I Feel Like This Has to Be the Final Update, is the name of it. The first half is almost sane, if a bit whiny and shitty, essentially blaming her fans for being ungrateful and asking them, well, what would you do, while also describing her woes with production, such as having to replace her printer. After that, though, it goes off the rails completely. I recommend reading it at your leisure, but here's some fun tidbits if you don't have the time. The reason Catalika failed was a plot by an evil cult that worships UV radiation known as the Green. While she and her tribe are followers of the Pink, these two color-coded energies essentially make up the entire world. They're yin and yang, life and death, good and evil. The Pink abstain from all sex and lust, while with Molly wishing her tribe to reproduce via cloning. The Green is the opposite, labeled with the color green after plant life because not only do most plants contain both male and female sexual organs, but they also take energy from her most hated enemy, UV rays. Mm-hmm. So if that's green, then why the pink labeled pink? Well, that's because of the pink fair skin, of course.
Uh-huh.
So if pink fair skin is labeled pink, what does that make green? What does it make green? Pat?
Yeah, what's up?
What is it? What
does that make green?
What does it make?
She's describing a group of people with photosynthetic properties, a type of person comfortable in the sun.
Comfortable in the sun!
Oh, man.
Black people! Because we have a higher tolerance to the sun, and our culture is full of overtly sexualized themes.
Well, for anyone who's not familiar with this channel, and me, I am a black man. So it's particularly hilarious to me. It's very hilarious to me.
I have to ask you a genuine question.
Hilarious.
Are black people allied with the sun in order to stop this board game?
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, man. It gets better.
The green, a.k.a. the black, people have a higher tolerance to the sun. Their culture is full of overtly sexualized themes. That's all black culture is, right?
Yeah.
Because black people's skin isn't full of melanin, it's chlorophyll. Black people are absorbing the energies of the... Hold on. Nope. Stay with me. They're absorbing the energies of the UV rays into themselves and giving them powers so that they can influence the world how they see fit, causing misfortune to befall those who offend them, manipulating the minds of those around them. What they can't control via UV ray mind powers, they control via oppressive woke ideologies.
You know?
Yeah, that's our shit.
Like the people.
Yeah, we're the oppressors. Yes, we run all the institutions for literature and media. Pushing ideology. That's us. That's us, guys. We're responsible.
Who told her she was fucking nuts? Or the evil black family upstairs who told her to stop physically attacking their 2-year-old child, which she totally didn't do. The failure of Catalica and the ruination of her reputation and life are all a conspiracy by Big Black because she got too close to reaching a type of Christ consciousness and becoming an angelic being.
Bigger than big tech, bigger than big agro, big medicine, big pharma,
known as the fear huntress of the garden, who would have opened the world's conspiracy by Big Black because she got too close to reaching a type of Christ consciousness and becoming an angelic being known as the fear huntress of the garden, who would have opened the world's mind to corrupt powers
of megalomaniacal white knight savior bullshit. This white savior bullshit. We gotta defeat the green. Say like living and all that. We don't like living. We gotta stop that.
The failure of Catalica and the ruination of her reputation and life are all a conspiracy by Big Black because she got too close to reaching a type of Christ consciousness and becoming an angelic being known as the fear huntress of the garden, who would have opened the world's mind to corrupt powers of black people and their monopolizing of UV ray powers. Black and darker skin are, according to the celestial hierarchy, created to be a food source, to be hunted, hence why the messiah figure of the pink tribe is the fair huntress. She's hunting the black people. After all, those with more melanin in their skin are closer to plants than people anyway, so it's like vegetarianism.
I see.
So there you go.
This Trigun fan fiction is crazy.
Probably the final chapter in Catalica. All right, black people are plants made to be.
I got that reference because Spike's, not Spike, Vash in Knives are supposed to be plant, creatures.
So there you go.
This Trigun fan fiction is crazy.
Probably the final chapter in Catalica. All right, black people are plants made to be.
Vash and Knives. Did I say Vash and Knives? I think I said that.
Yes, yeah. Just call me Millions Knives, baby. You use my people to power your civilization on your pitiful planet. When will you learn they're beneath us back?
In Trigun, they're not plant as in botanical. They're plant as in power plant. They're like artificial beings. They're not really artificial, but they're like organic beings that are used to power, power societies and shit.
Ash? Oh, dude. When will you learn they're beneath us, Vash?
Oh, dude.
I was like, Toonie, look, you're great and all, but you're fucking lying. And so I clicked. And I scrolled. And just capturing the last couple sentences of the final update, I was greeted with the following text. I was, quote unquote, the lady who made everyone racist. I was, quote unquote, the lady who made everyone racist. I exposed that black culture was using its influence over UV to attack anything on the planet.
This is what the lady's actually saying. You could have like it. At first, you could have like, oh, this is just somebody just overanalyzing this. Even though like it's weird how it lined up that way. It's probably not intended, but no, the author intended it apparently.
Planet that got too close to being a fair huntress, which was the ultimate goal of animal evolution in the stellar culture. There was no chance that
According to who, bitch? You see, these are the type of people who exist in our actual like institutions who think like this. These literal Nazis, literal eugenicists, colonial type thinkers, colonial aligned. You know, they favor that. They favor the shit that Cecil Rhodes says and all that shit. All right. These people are in positions of power. Basically, they're our elite. This is just like a straggler out here with the common folk, or at least like more common than the elite that I'm talking about. But yeah, these people exist. They think this way.
Metallica was going to be successful. And since we know no white or Asian people have ever turned into black people naturally, and this planet only has one race of females with its pink opposite of plant throne, you were essentially accusing me of being a normal person, a normal woman on the pink throne. You set me up to fail because you didn't want to deal with the success I are.
So the company, well, is ran by black people? This deal fell through? This board game didn't get made because what? The black company that she was trying to tap didn't want it? No, I doubt that's what happened. You're just a racist. That's all. That's all that is. That's all that happened. You're just a racist. Black people didn't stop you from making this. It's just no one wants this. Because it's obvious you're a racist. Well, these companies did not want to be associated with racism. That's all that is. I mean, I'm assuming that's what she's complaining about. Some company dumped her.
Already had. Goodbye, Miss Molly. With the success I already had. Goodbye.
What did she say?
Normal person, a normal woman on the pink throne. You set me up to fail because you didn't want to deal with the success I already had. Goodbye, Miss Molly.
Miss Molly. This is too much.
There's some good stuff in there. As we know, there are no white or Asian people that have turned into black people naturally. What does that mean?
What are you talking about exactly? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you trying to say us black people like had like magic powers to turn them into black people or something? And that's how we create ourselves? Like there's people who literally think this. Like black people they're not on the planet naturally. There's some evil demons and they turn other people into black people. That's how there's more of them in the countries we invaded where, you know, white people are not indigenous to. Well, that's crazy there's so many more brown people than us, even though we're not from the continent that we're occupying right now. That's crazy that's the way it is. Like these people literally think this way. In America, like this attitude is rampant. Like, do people not realize that fucking America is white people are not indigenous to this continent? I'm sorry, they're settlers. It's not a surprise that there's more brown people here, more non-white people here. And the same thing with Australia. The people in Australia complain about the same shit. It's like, motherfucker, you're not from there. That's why there's more brown people. You're talking about the border is a problem. Like, dude, you're not from there. You don't like seeing brown people. Go back to the country where there's no brown people there. Go back to where you came from. All right? These type of people just like, you're gonna complain about the natives and go back to where you originally came from. That's all I gotta say. That's stupid. Like I can understand the people who like are ruling and in charge gaslighting people on this. But you got common folk falling for this type of talk. Common, like they're white, but they're not elites. They're not rich. They fall for this. Not all of them, of course.
Oh, is she talking about Rachel Dolezal?
Some of them do, especially down in this area, in St. Louis, where I'm from.
That's good shit right there. That's pure. That is pure, uncut. Ain't no fucking dilute. That is uncut. That is a clean line. Oh, damn.
I had actually forgotten to mention it, and I'm glad this email reminded me. We watched a documentary on a cult called Love Has Won.
I have heard of that.
It's a greght documentary.
Yeah.
3 parts. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it has some nice cult turns in it.
I see.
But there's a special moment that when you're watching or reading a documentary or any kind of breakdown over cults in the United States, you're listening to.
Every time I hear about cults in the United States, there's usually always some U.S. intelligence that's always attached to it in some way. It's not ever really organic.
To them, and they're talking about, Mother God and Father God and, the reincarnation of Jesus.
People remember Jesus freaks, shit like that. Yeah, that was an operation that was being ran by the FBI or the CIA. I think both of them, actually. They were involved in that Jesus freak cult shit. That's what they were called, Jesus freaks. That was a front from our intelligence organization. I'm pretty sure Jim Jones was also like a front that was actually created by our intelligence agencies too. Wouldn't surprise me. The Jim Jones cult.
Jesus Christ and all that. And you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and then you get there, and then they're like, and then the Galactics contacted us.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna we've roped the fucking
supremacist aliens validating genocide and colonialism. Yes, that always shows up, doesn't it? In these cults.
Galactics in on this with their cloud ships.
I mean, when these those true life stories of wild shit, I believe they start out with the conclusion just to get you in, and does that one not start with a blue person?
No,
I think
no.
As a blue person, I take offense. I mean, I'm not blue, obviously, but it's my favorite color. And I'm always blue in any video game that has character creator. I'm blue in Baldur's Gate. I'm blue in Elden Ring. I think I made a blue character in Cyberpunk when I played it once, many years ago. I've not loaded it up in a while.
It doesn't. It ends with one.
Okay. Just
wait. What did he say?
And does that one not start with a blue person? I think
no, it doesn't. It ends with one.
Okay. Just
Navi are blue, and they represent the indigenous, allegories for the indigenous of lands that are invaded by colonialists.
And does that one not start with a blue person?
Sit on this with their cloud wild shit.
I mean, when these like those like true life like stories of wild shit, like I believe they start out with the conclusion just to get you in, and does that one not start with a blue person? Like, I think...
No, it doesn't. It ends with one.
Okay. Just... Yeah. Look, man. All I can say is, I remember...
Americans just gotta put space aliens in their cults. It's mandatory.
When we were reporting over the years on...
This woman was complaining about black people having a monopoly on the sun. And then... But then they said she said... Black people were turning Asians and white people into black people. Like, wouldn't that be a good thing then if you're complaining about being sensitive to UVs? Like, there's a lot of misconception about UVs for one thing. Like, and it's actually just causing more problems. And this is what happens when you have like a accountable economic class that just believes any sort of narrative coming from their institutions. Like, people have been, for many decades now, people have been convinced that sunscreen is actually good for them when it's not. A lot of the problems associated with the sun are actually from the actual sunscreen they're using to protect them from the purported problems. It's a feedback loop going on. And also some other countries that have so-called sunscreen, it's not the same as the sunscreen that the U.S. uses. Way less toxic, basically. So even if you want to believe that the sunscreen is going to protect you, because the sun is evil and it's bad, we should fear this sun that's been on the planet for eons, then you should at least use the less toxic shit that some other countries have. The U.S. is chock full of shit that's going to give you cancer. That's where a lot of skin cancer is actually coming from. It's not the sun. It's the products you're using.
This one infamous Kickstarter. I
don't use sunscreen. Because I'm black, obviously. I've never had a need to use sunscreen, but my mom does. And I told her about sunscreen being bad for you. It causes problems. I don't know why my mom uses it, but she said her skin got sensitive when she got older. But I think it's the chemical ointment she's been using that made her skin that way. It's not because of the sun. It's those chemicals she was putting on her skin.
Could not have dreamed.
Like, I've never used sunscreen. I've never gotten sunburn.
That this moment of power would occur. If you...
If you glad we were able to nurture and bathe this seedling in the water and light it needed in order for it to grow it up into this big, strong plant.
Good bit.
For us to pick this juicy fruit from.
The bit needed to be nurtured over the course of 10 years. And I'll tell you what, if you see me...
And I don't use... Not only don't I not use sunscreen, I don't use any other skin products. All I do is wash my skin. I just wash it. I don't use any chemical products. I use natural essential oils, and that's about it. Nothing with chemicals.
In these streets, wearing my fucking knives outfit with the full mask and everything, summoning the gun-ho guns. Don't ask me why, you pink. Because now you know. I'm going to start just flexing and getting my telepathic fucking gun powers going.
Yes.
Fucking use your UV powers on me, man.
You dare point that thing again at me?
I know all these references because I've seen Trigun. I've read the manga too. God damn it. God damn it, Wooly. That's too funny.
Yo,
shit.
I have to play this game. Catalika is fucking goated, man. This board game needs to fucking exist. Like, holy shit. All right.
It's so stupid.
Out on a high note, that's a podcast.
That's great.
That's a good email.
that exists. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna have to get ready soon for work. Anyone sees this, have a good day, good night, or a good day.